BustedDpad.com presents Resistance 3, Superhuman Difficulty Walkthrough with Journals. This is Chapter 9, Plan B. So in the last chapter, Charlie was defending us while we carried the power core. Now he's going to be carrying the power core, and you have to defend him. So essentially, yes, this is half escort mission, half boss battle. And the only real hard part is this first section here. I'm going to show you how to get through it. So I used the marksman to drop down a couple of those turrets in those locations because those are the primary entry points into this room here. And then what you need to do is get into a corner and just spam the auger. Now, the long legs will jump in here and they will melee Charlie, and he will die if you allow it. Now, the reason we're going to use the auger is because, as you see, drop down that shield and just shoot as many of these long legs through the walls as you can. And you're going to have to wait for Charlie to actually get on the move before you can advance. So, after dying a couple times here and experimenting with strategies, I found out that this is, in fact, the best way to get past this. So once he says they're falling back, he's going to move up, but there's still a bunch of enemies out there, so pick off a couple extra of them if you want. Charlie's going to take cover right here, but he's still exposed and out in the open. You're going to have to shoot down this target right here so you can proceed. Now when you get in here, take out the marksman. I recommend is the weapon for this sequence. Try to use this piece of wall here as cover, and just look up and take out a bunch of these, bunch more long legs. They jump from the same spot to the same spot every single time. So where they're gonna be is pretty easy to find. And do not move until all of them are taken out. They might actually jump in here, and then they're gonna be all in Charlie's face, and then he's gonna die and the mission has failed. So when he's safely taken cover up there, instead of following him, run over to this staircase, and at the top of it is the one journal for this chapter.
We have taken material samples from some chimera.
Now go return to Charlie, and we're gonna proceed. Take out whatever weapon you want to take out this next group of enemies. It's a couple of these shock troops and a couple of long legs. Nothing too bad to deal with. I recommend using the bullseye or the Rossmore while you're running from section to section, because some of the enemies will drop pretty much right in front of you. And you're going to need a close quarters weapon or something that can just fire tons of bullets really fast in order to clear them out really fast. And there's a really good example of that coming up here in a second when we get towards the roof. I'll show you why. Okay, so right here, he's going to take cover next to this square here, and as you can see, there's lots of chimera that are going to come in. So just hit fire whatever weapon you have as fast as you can to just pick off as many of them as you can. And I got kind of lucky because the one that had rushed dropped health, but one of them will have the health pickup. And when you come up here, there's usually about 2 more. You can take them out as well. Now, when you get into this building here, the ideal weapon to use is the auger, because it's not safe to go out onto the roof. There's too many long legs and there's not enough cover. So, I tried to do it with the bullseye, realized it wasn't going to happen, even though there's only a couple of them. The safest thing is to just sit in here with the auger and take care of them through the walls, through the floor, actually. So you can run upstairs, gonna go into the elevator, cutscene's gonna happen, just gone ahead and skipped all that, and you're gonna have to take out this Widowmaker. Now, the Widowmaker is really pretty easy to take out. just shoot the areas that are red. The first red areas are on its head, the second are on its side, and the third one is going to be down underneath its belly. This fight is pretty easy because you have lots of places to go, and there's plenty of ammo, plenty of health, and the Widowmaker really doesn't take too much damage, so there's really not much to do here. When you take out its first red areas, it's going to run onto the top of this building here. When you take out the second set, it's going to go onto the building across the way. Now, if you're up for it and you want to start taking shots at this thing, while it's up here, be my guest, but it's shooting down. Its main attack is it shoots out this gas stuff that essentially poisons an area that will do damage to you as long as you stay in it. And, it forces you to move from location to location. So if you don't give it the chance to pin you down or get you trapped in one spot, this fight is really easy and will go by really fast. As you can see, I'm just doing lots of hip firing with the bullseye because the reticle is actually the size of the area that I'm shooting at, so you really don't have to do much aiming. I'm going to do the same thing with the marksman here. You could probably use the Rossmore at this distance. Try to save your auger ammo because we're going to be using that for its final attack. The best part about using the auger on this thing is that you can shoot through its top to hit it in its weak point on its bottom. And that makes fighting this thing a breeze. And when it's over there, if you want, you can use the Deadeye, especially the alternate fire, which will probably do tons of damage while it's sitting right there. Chose not to. Just be careful at this part in its form because it'll start to... Leapers will start to spawn. Not enough of them, but, you know, the perfect number just to get annoying and make you have to worry about it. But I should be using the auger at this point already. This fight will probably be over. I don't know why it took me so long to remember that this is the strategy for dealing with this thing, especially because the auger does tons of damage. As you can see, when you scope, it'll highlight that area for you to shoot perfectly, and eventually this thing's going to drop dead and move on to the next chapter, and we'll see you there.